Alright, hello everyone. I decided I guess I'll do a book review. I decided if you don't know me, I'm not just into politics, I'm also into history, and I'll admit I am kind of into Star Wars, but I'm not a fan of Disney Star Wars. Not saying it's all bad, but the sequels suck. But I definitely have an interest in kind of like the Legends, Sith. I think that's kind of interesting part of Star Wars, and I also have an interest in cars. So I'll probably be posting something a little different today. But you may be surprised in the end where I kind of tie it back to some other things, some of my own thoughts. But yeah, this is my review for Star Wars, Darth Bane, Path of Destruction. And after reading it, I have to say, I would probably say Darth Bane is probably one of my top 10 favorite Sith Lords in all Star Wars. Kind of more Legends Sith Lords is definitely in the top 10 for sure. Well, I guess if I can give you a kind of quick synopsis of Darth Bane, well, he originally in the beginning he started out as a kind of poor, what's it called, miner with an abusive dad on this planet called Apatros, right? And then start out there working in the mines at a young age throughout his teens working there. When he was born, his mother died in childbirth, and then at some point later, after, like I said, his father was very abusive. He ended up killing his father, even though he didn't know it. He just kept on picturing his father's heart stopping, and then his father's heart did stop. But at that time, he didn't know. He used the Force to kill his father. Then later, he ends up killing a Republic officer who he was like playing kind of like a game, I guess, Sabak, which is Star Wars equivalent to gambling, I guess, and he won. And after that, I guess the officer tried to take revenge on him, so he ended up killing the Republic officer in self-defense. So that wasn't good. So of course, the Republic was hunting him down, trying to arrest him, of course, because he killed a military officer. And then later, his friend, like some bar owner on the planet, Groshik, I think, got him to get off the planet and then go join the Sith military as just a basic run-of-the-mill foot soldier, Sith trooper, and fight against the Republic. Because of course he wasn't gonna go fight on the side of the Republic because he just killed a Republic officer. Well, then jump forward while he's in the military. He ends up showing his the Brotherhood of Darkness, which is the Sith in charge, knows that he is Force sensitive, and then he's sent to Korriban, and he ends up becoming an apprentice, or kind of like Oculite, not like a Sith Lord, but So, but while he's there, what's interesting is that the thing with the Brotherhood of Darkness, they're not like the real deal of the Sith in a way. They're kind of like a bastardization from his point of view, but I'll get there. So with this Brotherhood of Darkness, which sounds kind of larpy, I know, all Sith Lords are basically equal, right? So there is the term Darth no longer exists. There's a lot of emphasis on not having infighting. Everyone is equal and all that. While over time, while he's there, he ends up losing a fight, and he is kind of shunned from the rest of the Brotherhood of Darkness. So I would say, and the rest of the students there. So he kind of spends most of his time looking at the old Sith texts, writings, and all that. And he learns that the old ancient Sith is the complete opposite of the Brotherhood of Darkness, and the Brotherhood of Darkness has basically abandoned the old Sith tradition of, the strong always has the right to rule the weak. Also, they abandoned, like I said, the Darth term in favor for something more egalitarian and equal. So, and also that one of the problems is that, with the old Sith, one of the problems is that infighting would always happen. So you can have some like low level kind of bitch ass Sith team up together to overthrow a strong Sith Lord, which from his point of view, that was a perversion of the natural order of things. He believed the strong must rule the weak. And so he saw the Brotherhood of Darkness as this kind of egalitarian, all equal bullshit. And he kind of saw it as bullshit. And he thought sorry, forgive me. I'm just doing this now, so I haven't really thought this through. So, from his point of view, the Brotherhood of Darkness had abandoned the old ways, and they were a mere bastardization of what the Sith truly were. So later, jump forward, he hatched a plan to destroy the Brotherhood of Darkness and institute the Rule of Two, which he did with this thing called the Thought Bomb later. And he ends up destroying the whole entire Brotherhood of Darkness. But the interesting thing of the Rule of Two is that there would only be a master and apprentice. Read this. Two, there should be no more, no less. One to embody the power, the other to crave it. That's what he meant. So, while after this war, the New Sith Wars, that was between the Brotherhood of Darkness that he destroyed, and the Republican Jedi. The Republican Jedi just thought all the Sith were gone, but in reality they weren't. He went into hiding, and he ended up having his own new apprentice, to find his new apprentice. So basically what would happen is that when the master got weak, the apprentice and the apprentice already learned everything he or she could from the master. The apprentice would challenge the master to single combat, and then after the apprentice kills the master would take on a new apprentice. So it kind of ensures that there's a form of like the survival of the fittest. The strongest would always rule in the end. It would always keep on getting stronger and stronger. But at the same time, you could do everything in secret, within the shadows, So it's kind of like, maybe it's kind of on one hand, it's kind of the art of the camp, kind of just waiting. So, but, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's ultimately his plan ended up leading to Darth Sidious bringing down the Republic from the inside and transforming it to the Galactic Empire and having the whole entire galaxy in his Sith control. So in the end, his plan worked. Now, it took centuries and centuries for it to happen, but he realized that. He realized that he would probably not see the destruction of the Jedi and the Republic, but if he could ultimately lead that to happen, his Rule 2, then that was alright with him. Different from Sidious, because Sidious, both of these dudes are like pretty, Bane and Sidious are both pretty sociopathic, but I guess all Sith Lords are sociopathic. But, I mean, at least with Bane, he had a kind of a greater cause. With Sidious, it was just me, myself, and I. It's always been that way. That's just how Sidious was. So, I guess one of the funny things is, like, what led to the end of the Brotherhood of Darkness was basically Bane was so autistic for Sith history they found out that this new quote-unquote Sith group, the Brotherhood of Darkness, was this little weak-ass, kind of egalitarian Sith, and he thought he should destroy it and to bring about something new and where he could work in the shadows. So it's kind of funny, his kind of like autistic interest in like Sith history basically brought the end of a whole entire organization, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some dark parts, really dark parts. I mean, in one scene, he like murders children for not really a good reason. I mean, he needed to survive, but it's a long story. And murders their father, so that was kind of fucked up. So it was pretty dark, but I would recommend reading it if you're kind of into Legends and you're just like kind of like, I like Star Wars, but this kind of Disney shit kind of sucks ass. I would suggest going into kind of older Legends book. I know this was written in like 2006, so I'm sorry if I came off kind of rambly and it came off bad, but I like it, and after reading it, it was like, yeah, it makes sense. The GOP should definitely be destroyed. And well, bye everyone. Hope you like my video.